Hi, welcome back to Coalbridge Street and the workshop, and a bit of a operating debrief chat. Who knows, just felt like a chance to play trains, talk about what's been going on here in the workshop and commission work and recent goings on and just thoughts about the hobby and whatnot, whilst enjoying a bit of 1973 New England. So we've had a bit of a scorcher over the past few weeks, although it's been nice and cool so far this week. The workshop remains cool, certainly cooler than elsewhere in the house, and a sanctuary on those days where the temperatures are getting to the high 20s. Building some large-scale models, building a commission layout at the moment as well. So there's plenty of variety. As well as actually some 009. I should say I've started this week on some CAD work for a Northeastern Railway, or is it Great Eastern Railway? Claude Hamilton D16. So using the hornbeam mechanism under an as-built, or to create an as-built body. So that's an interesting dive back into my 3D CAD software and reminding myself how all that works. It's been some time since I've designed any parts. It's been quite good fun actually. Still got some layout design floating around as well. And I've been enjoying working on Denton Road, my N-gauge urban scene built on a Mosslander. Well, it's actually, you can just see out of shot underneath here. Wrexham Central sits underneath there on a Mosslander. Well, Denton Road's behind you up on the wall above my bench, and I've been enjoying working on that over the past week or so, adding some colour, as you might have seen if you follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I've not gone quite far enough. It's been a week or so since I played with this, so I'm just reminding myself where the magnets are. They're actually marked by imperceptibly small, and you can't even see them from there, fish plates, joints if you like, in the track. And last time I operated, I left the Ballard and Wantage covered hopper in the way at the front, so we've had to move that before we can do anything else today. I really love this layout, and I just love the colours too. This bright red Clermont Concorde 44 tonner, and all the autumnal browns and greens sort of contrasting with its bright red. And then we've got the East Suffolk green boxcar as well, another contrast, so brighter than the scenery. Just lovely stuff. So I'm just switching Clark's flour mill, which is front left. It's amazing how such a small footprint, a small layout can be so entertaining. Helped of course by the very smooth operation of the Rapido switcher. Keep wondering about writing a bit more about Coalbridge Street, but it's such a personal thing. I'm quite enjoying it being just very lightly exposed on the internet. I know that's selfish and you lot probably want to know more, but it's just DC control, wire and tube for the turnouts, KD couplings and under-track magnets. It's a 1980s, well, it's a childhood layout really for me. You know, this is what I would have built when I was a nippo. In fact, I probably did build something quite similar in terms of track layout and things. This seems to have been a muse my whole life. What we've got here basically is a double tuning fork, just two turnouts facing one another. And in this setting it gives us a chance to switch either end. Other news this week, the third and final compendium, or at least compendium in its current form, has arrived from Blurb. Slightly smaller order. As I limited it, I wouldn't do any more than 60. I actually only printed 43 sold and one for myself. They arrived very quickly actually, and it's always exciting when you get something in, you know, back from the print shop for the first time. So the first of those have been collected by Royal Mail today, so some of you will be getting those later this week. It's going to take a couple of days for them to all get packed up and posted, so apologies if you're waiting, but it's had me wondering about what comes next. You know, I've pondered doing a magazine, I've got some ideas about that. I'd hoped to be putting one together with a good friend, and it'd still be nice to follow that dream. But it's quite a lot of work, and you need to relinquish quite a lot of control over certain elements, which, you know, I'm happy to do with this friend together. But to get there is going to take time, and although we've both got energy for the project and we both keep coming back to what a good idea it is, I'm wondering about maybe doing a sort of compendium of articles, a mix of work from different people. So asking people to contribute something towards it, offering them a copy of the publication in return, and then, you know, running off say 50 or 100 copies, and making it more widely available. Perhaps even asking for some support from advertisers or shops at the front and back of the magazine, which would then pay for the printing costs. Allows me to perhaps drop the price, because compendium has been £15, which I don't think is an unreasonable amount of money for such a small run, but if I could get it sub 10, I think that would be superb. So I'm just going to run this boxcar back to the interchange, or should I say staging. There's just enough space off stage here for a 40-foot boxcar. I'm not quite finished talking, so let's carry on. Let's get let's do some switching at Langton's Yard now. Now this Ballard and Wantage covered hopper is a gorgeous thing, but deeply frustrating because it has some rather nifty and rather attractive KD scale couplers, but they do not enjoy coupling with the standard sort of KD heads on everything else. I don't know if you can hear that, as in you can't. Absolutely whisper quiet, this model, beautiful thing. So I'm actually going to take the tank car away with me, so we just need to move this back out of the way. There's actually a 44 tonner and a pair of these small covered hoppers really that lit the final fuse, if you like, under this layout's creation. There's a book by Tom Nelligan called Short Lines of New England or something, or New England Short Lines. And a lot of the energy for this project came from that book. So yeah, there's a Springfield Terminal 44 tonner crossing a river bridge in winter, road rail bridge I should say, over the river, with a pair of PS2 shorty hoppers like this, and it's just magic. Just love it. And although this layout needs no more stock, you know, it's got everything it needs, I am tempted on occasion by a second 44 tonner, especially when they run as well as this. You know, the Bachmann 45 tonner that calls this place home as well is a lovely little thing, especially its rods whirring round, but it's by no means quiet. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with the follow-up to Compendium as to whether that happens or not. But if you're interested in contributing, by all means, drop me a line and get in touch. I've also, over the last few months now, been collecting models. I've got a cupboard with new models in boxes, which is unheard of for me, because usually things arrive and have a use straight away, either on, you know, weathering it or detailing it up or even repainting it. But this is a box full of new models, or second-hand models as well, but as they've come. And the reason is I'm planning to do something on weathering, so doing a book in the next year or so about weathering, and not really a sort of how-to, because I think probably that's been done. I will talk about how-to, and I'll do a few bits of step-by-step, but it's been really more about the approach, about a sort of artistic mindset, and hopefully encourage you to take those first steps like I found the encouragement in Martin Welsh's book. I'm hoping I can do something which has the same effect. We'll see, eh? But that's something I'm working on. It's quite exciting to collect, decide what models to feature and to start collecting them, so I'm enjoying that. And of course, most recently we've got, I talked about Denton Road, most recently we've got Pen Pont Dries. And so Pen Pont is a location that's actually just above Wenford Bridge in the valley, in the Camel Valley. But of course it's the name of my little box layout. And this evening, just before I started operating, I've started applying, or I've applied the black paint to the inside of the box, so neatening things up. So I mean, we're days away from doing a video about that, so hopefully there'll be something here for you to all enjoy shortly. And I'm also planning to do another operational video with Beaverbrook. I've been enjoying the cement operation, and I've got things a bit more sorted with that, so I'll probably go back, switch everything back around and go back to the traditional operation and just do some gentle casual switching and share that all with you, because I know a lot of you enjoy visiting my little slice of Moncton. And it's I'll close by reflecting, I suppose, that it's been a tough 6 months for me. I've found my mental health, I don't really like, I think it's a bit fashionable to call it mental health, but it's something I've struggled with my whole life, recognised it. But yeah, it's been a dark few months over the winter and into this year, and there's a lot of challenges in my life. And model railways do provide a real solace, as do real railways. But I was reading the compendium, the third compendium, and just it made me realise just how much I have been writing about that on my blog, and how much of a therapy it's been, how much of a tonic it's been to sort of work it through, talk it through. And almost it's like I'm talking to thin air, but I'm talking to all of you as well. I'm hoping that in and amongst that, it's entertaining as well. But it perhaps does feel like, with a few jobs starting to be ticked off, and progress on my own projects, and one or two things that I'm looking forward to, perhaps we are turning a corner and can start to breathe again and to enjoy things. And with that, we're going to wrap things up. We're going to leave the 44 tonner just paused here in the yard. The crew are going to go and get a bite to eat from George's, and yeah, we'll see them. We'll see you. We'll see me down here again very soon. Thanks for watching.